Well, we're here, Alton Towers, first time ever.
Not Thorpe Park.
Not Thorpe Park. We're definitely not Towers. Stayed in the Premier Inn last night so we can be here fat and early for opening. Just spoken to one of the staff members and he said it's not as busy as normal. So hopefully we'll be able to do all 10 roller coasters today. So we're heading to Galactica first because I've been told that the ride ops are quite slow on that, very slow for dispatches. So I don't know if they're only running the one train or whether it's because of COVID or whatever. No masks, you don't need a mask today, so that's great. Everyone's vaccinated now, so fantastic. So we're off to Galactica. It's a B&M flying coaster, similar to Manta in SeaWorld, so I've ridden that. So yeah, should be fun. What? Just got off Galactica, very good coaster, especially the Fly to Life, I think it's called, very intense. Just heading on to Nemesis now. Show in 5 minutes, so awesome, might be able to get a few rides on this. Just got off Nemesis, practically a walk on, so we queued a little extra just to get front row. Very good ride, a lot of fun, standard B&M invert. So we're now queuing up for Oblivion, bit of a longer wait now, it's going to be about 45 minutes, so we see how long it takes. Should be fun, vertical drop coaster.
Busier areas and some of our rides and attractions. We thank you for your cooperation and have a great day.
this bad boy's like then. Well, Wicker Man was awesome. One of the best coasters of the day. We're heading over to Rita now, basically just looking at what is the shortest queue time. So they're all about an hour. So let's get that knocked off. We're back here tomorrow, so whatever we don't do today, we can mop up tomorrow.
Hold on tight.
So we just done Rita and 13. Rita was a massive queue. 25-second ride, but oh well, we've done it. We're in on to 13. Said 50 minutes. It was actually a walk-on. Fantastic. So now we're just heading over to Smiler now, and that's probably going to be it for today. But that will be the 8 main coasters done. The only 2 we won't have done will be the Octonauts and the mine train. Cool. Smiler, what a ride. Amazing. Probably the best ride, saved it till last. So, my daughter's shaking her head. No? What was the best ride? She's not saying. She's not saying.
Not Smiler.
Wicker Man.
I have a headache.
Okay, yeah, she's not feeling well. So, gonna just go back to the car now. Go back to the hotel. Have some food. And have some sleep. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Back again. Slightly overcast today, a little bit drizzly as well. We got here a little bit later today. Traffic was a bit of an issue, and it's already quite busy. Had to park probably about half a mile away from where we parked yesterday, all for the sake of about 20 minutes difference. So we're just heading over now to the Mine Ride. That'll be my daughter's 50th roller coaster. So I think we're going to get that one checked off. We're going to have an easier day today, I think. So we'll check back soon. Just stopped at the services, on our way home now. Forgot to check in with you. Back in the park, we left at about 3ish. There's traffic ahead, so we stopped at the services. Had a great time in Alton Towers. After the Mine Ride today, we met up with one of the guys off Discord and we rode, I think we went on 13 again. We rode Wicker Man. Before that, we did another couple of rides on Galactica and Nemesis, both excellent coasters. Had a fantastic time in Alton Towers. It was very busy, but we managed to ride the 9 decent coasters. The only one we didn't ride was the Octonauts coaster, and it was 50-minute queue, and I'm not queuing up just for a little +1. So yeah, great time. Thoroughly recommend the park, but I recommend getting there just after 9 if you can, to beat the crowds. And yeah, so until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye. We're in Thorpe Park. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Just got off Oblivion? No. Just got off Nemesis. Very good. Practically. Just got off Oblivion. Just got off Nemesis. Practically a walk on, so we queued a little extra just to get front row.
So next time you hear us, rest assured that the water you see and hear is some of the very finest in the land. Now, while we're talking water, you may have been bowled over by the jaw-dropping sides of some of our rollicking great roller coasters. But have you heard that there are some pretty large things lurking within our lakes too? The natural water here has made the Temple Lake home to some of the biggest ghost and mirror carp you're ever likely to see. One super-duper-sized ghost carp goes by the name of Jaws. Well, he weighs a whopping 30 pounds and measures a mighty metre in length. Frankly, wildlife is everywhere in the park. And indeed, there are some pretty wild stories about how some of them have revelled in the fast roller coaster lifestyle. Turns out our badgers are a breed of speed freaks. The whole family of them. Liberation of the girls early work and the mission of the 12 green-fingered gardeners here today is to stay true to the girls. And that doesn't even to say on the sky right now, poised to dock, that we hope you've loved the
the green top of
and we
it.
hope you ventured
Oh
down
yeah,
the garden.
it's just the tree
With the trees, yeah.
Enjoy your escape to Alton Towers.
That's a long queue if you have to use the
I'm
car.
trying to remember what it used to be like, because I think we
Yeah,
changed
yeah,
colour.
it's 50 minutes. 15 minutes. Go going down for any minutes.
It does actually look like, oh my god.
Oh, really? You're using that card?
Did that bring it then?
Yeah.
That's really tough. Oh my gosh. That's the one.
Tunnel where the water is. You got it, because it's tilting.
There's no cauliflower on sea. It's a short season. There you go. Almost a bird.
Extinct. However, due to threats to global populations, it is likely that they will become threatened in the future. Due to things such as shark finning and various other activities that affect the sharks.
What about the James?